Okay, this is a real quick video on calculating hurricane distance. So we have two coordinate points. We have 16 north, 65 degrees west, and then we have 29 degrees north, 95 degrees west. So we want to take these coordinate points and we want to end up with distance. And first we want to end up with distance in degrees, and then we want to convert that to nautical miles. So for distance in degrees, we're going to use the distance formula. So this is d equals the square root of n2 minus n1 squared plus w2 minus w1 squared. This is basically the Pythagorean theorem. We did this by hand before, but now we want to do it in Excel. So what I usually do is I break it down. You can do it all at once, but sometimes it's easier to break it down. So if I break it down, so n2 minus n1, so I go equals this minus this, and this one equals west 2 minus west 1. We have that. The next thing you can do is you can square those. Equals this raised to the power of 2 equals this raised to the power of 2. And to get the raised to the power of, that was shift 6. And then we add those up. So equals this plus this. So it gives me 1,069. The only thing left to do is square root that. So I go equals SQRT for square root, open parentheses, that, close parentheses. And my distance is 32.69557 degrees away. And it has to be degrees because that's the only unit that we had. So then to convert that to nautical miles, I would multiply that by 60 because there are 60 degrees in a nautical mile. No, 60 nautical miles in a degree. Okay, so the other way I can do it is I can do it all at once. I could go equals square root, open parentheses. I'm usually very careful about my parentheses in this one because you want to make sure that everything is squared the right way and whatever. So we're square rooting everything that's inside that parentheses. So my next thing is to open another parentheses. So this is my n2 minus n1. So this minus this, close parentheses, square that, plus open another parentheses, west 2 minus west 1, close parentheses, square that, close the overall parentheses, and enter. So it gives me the same thing. That's in degrees. That's how you do the basic thing. Now, if I were going to actually put this in, like this is, I was given an answer, I would say distance, and I would probably merge and center, make this bold, maybe even bigger. And I would put equals, and I would refer back to that. Put here degrees. And then if I want it in miles, I go equals this times 60, and that's nautical miles. And I'd probably widen this so that it fits and put a box around it, and you're done. So that's distance. There's one more little, there's a little, I'm not sure why that didn't, anyway, okay, there you go. There's one more little, like a tricky thing. So if I wanted to, so right here, I squared both of these and then I added them up. There's another built-in function. So if I do equals SUMSQ, this says it returns the sum of the squares of the arguments. In other words, the numbers that I put in. So if I do that, I can skip this whole step. I could just this, comma, this. It's going to square those, add them up, and it gives me the same number. So this is the SUMSQ function. But yeah, so this is hurricane distance. Hooray!